Hey guys, what's going on? So after making my first 2D game and launching it on the Google Play Store last month, I decided to take a stab at making an FPS game. Because, people just decide to take stabs at making a more complex game than what they already made, which was already difficult, and I don't know what in the world I'm doing. I mean, no biggie, I'll be fine. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. So the first thing in any FPS, and if you're wondering what FPS is, it's first-person shooter. You're not wondering that at all. Let's move on. So the first thing in any FPS game that we want to be able to do is, walk around, look at things. So I started coding that in. At first I did try using the character FPS script that comes with the Unity standard assets, but the movement and jumping just felt a bit off, so I decided to make it from scratch. And I thought it would be a bit of a challenge and fun along the way. So after working some magic in Visual Studios, as I typically do, I had some awesome movement, I have to say, which looked like... So after some back and forth in Visual Studios, I had... Okay, fantastic. We now have a player that functions. Well, he kind of walks and looks around, and the jumping's a bit off, but, he's alive. He works. It works. The next thing every FPS game needs is enemies that are determined to see us suffer. With that in mind, I started playing around with NavMesh agents. For anyone relatively new to the Unity game engine like me, NavMesh agents are basically components in Unity that you can add to any game object in order to provide it with AI commands such as set destination, which basically, sets the destination where your character can go. You also have a relatively extensive ability to customize where your character can walk, jump, and effectively go in your map. So with that out of the way, I put together, and all by myself of course, me needing help? No, not at all.
I believe it would be initialized at 0, in which case the enemy...
I put together an enemy AI script which causes the enemy to chase the player if we go into a certain radius of the enemy. I also added in a quick game over menu which basically shows us when we've taken too much damage and then we can restart the game. We now have a player and an enemy that chases us, but it feels like we're kind of missing something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. You kind of need to shoot people for it to be, a real first-person shooter, don't you? That's right, the sweet sensation of shooting an enemy and stopping it right in his tracks. Now I'm going to be creating my own weapons once, I learn how to use Blender. For the moment, I downloaded some free assets off the Unity Asset Store, so we have some placeholders that we can then work with. Then I got to work and created a weapon script that makes use of raycasting to fire a ray from our camera and retrieve information in raycast hit, which basically tells us what we hit. And if the ray hits an object tagged as enemy, then we reduce that enemy's health and eventually make it go... Insert cool explosion. Well, we can't do that yet because, again, Blender. But we can make it disappear. See, look how cool that looks. Pretty awesome. I'm gonna make it in the big times. However, when we get far enough away from the enemy, they stop seeking us out. Hee, not that smart, are you now? You said, oh shit, I take it back. I then constructed a short weapon zoom script that basically changes the field of view FOV settings on the camera. So once you click on get button down, for example, it basically, zooms in. And then you can zoom out by either doing a boolean that you could set to false, or you could just do it if it, get button off. Since our level looks fairly bland, I took some time out to basically clone things and stretch cylinders to fool you into thinking that I put some effort. Okay, seriously, this is just a placeholder to start getting some form of gameplay going. I duplicated the enemy prefabs out and added a starting point and an end point. This is essentially the beginning of our blueprint for our level, but we will come back to this and flesh it out a bit more. Now that we have a rough level with enemies that attack you unprovoked and the ability to fight back, I feel like we need something else. Oh, I know. So I went back to the trusty asset store and downloaded a variety of weapons. Again, these are just placeholders, guys. I will make my own weapons. I freaking promise. Do not comment spam me to death. You probably will. Okay. Anyway, we want to get the core structure of our gameplay going. So with more weapons, I began to build out different reload speeds for each weapon, so that, for example, with the Revolver, we need to wait 2 seconds. I don't know if that's true at all, because I suck. Well, actually, if you shoot 6 bullets, it typically does take that long to reload the weapon. To build out this structure, I created some enums, or what I like to call menus, so that we know what weapon we're using. The idea is that when we switch weapons, we can track that weapon's features, such as the damage, reload speed, etc. But that begins to build a foundation for the different weapons and how you're going to maybe improve them as the game progresses, or you find weapon parts, yada yada yada. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the next step was coding in the ability to switch between the weapons. Now we can scroll through the weapons using the scroll wheel, or select the weapons directly using the keyboard. Carrying forward this idea of using enums to denote types, I then went on to create structure for picking up different ammo types that basically count towards the specific weapon's ammo count. And by the way, a massive thank you and shout out to Ben Tristram and Rick Davidson, who basically shaped my game development learning journey, because I basically studied all of, well, I'm doing a lot of their courses. But anyway, they did provide me with the foundations and basic structure for building any FPS game out. So I would highly recommend, if you're looking to go on your own game development journey, that you check them out. And no, they don't sponsor me at all. I genuinely think they're very good at teaching people, and I have a specific way of learning, basically that where you have to just simplify everything, because my brain can't do it. It just can't. So how the structure looks for ammo types is basically that you have one script which is purely an enum, which holds all our ammo types. So that you can call basically an ammo type enum. The second script would effectively hold all the methods for reducing ammo, keeping track of our ammo count, and increasing ammo when we pick up the ammo drops. So that could be effectively called your ammo controller. And then within the ammo script, we also held our ammo slot class. So this is a separate class that's classed as private, and it can only be accessed by the ammo class. But basically that maintains the total ammo count and a reference to our ammo type enum. So the idea is that when we walk over a pickup, which in my case is just a cube, the pickup will disappear and will contribute to the ammo type based on the ammo type we've set on the pickup script. By the way, there's also a pickup script. The basic idea now is that you can use other scripts which will filter through the ammo script and effectively increase, decrease the ammo slots based on the ammo type. So again, we're using the enum ammo type to dictate which gun will replenish its ammo or lose ammo when it's fired. Okay, so I have to say, our enemies are pretty badass. I mean, look at that nose. I thought we did need to make it a bit more realistic, so I imported some zombies, because, you know, now it's a zombie game. Shout out anyway to Pixel Tiger, whose asset I basically used from the Unity asset store. It is quite the detailed zombie, and it does allow us to continue to test our game mechanics until we decide what type of enemies we want in our game. And oh yeah, learn Blender. Great, so now we can run around the scene and get chased by zombies, and if we shoot them from further away, we'll provoke them to chase us, or if we enter their radius, we'll also provoke them to chase us. Now, what we do need are some animation states, and luckily when I was setting up the dummy enemies, I built some standard animation states. So all I had to do was hook up the animations provided by Pixel Tiger into my animation states. So now, when we shoot the enemy, he falls backwards and slides. What the hell? Excuse me a moment. Falls backwards. Awesome. Okay, so I do think our game is finally starting to mold into shape. Do remember, this is just a couple of weeks worth of work since I finished up on my project for the Android, which is Balloon Farm. You can still download that. It's on the Google Play Store. Check it out. People tell me it's good. It's actually, I tried to keep it simple. It's addictive. That's all I can say. Check it out. Download it. It's free. Yeah, free games. We all need that right now because we have a lot of time in our hands. And now the only thing I need to do is, you know, add some sound to the game. One would think I would have done that by now. But working efficiently and effectively is just not my thing. Pfft, who needs sound? Who needs... Okay, in the next video, we'll be looking to flesh this out more with hopefully sounds, more of an environment, and hopefully I'll learn Blender. Yeah, I hope to learn. I'll do it. I'll do something. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please let me know by hitting that short, thick first digit of the human hand. That's my cool way of saying hit that thumbs button, because everyone says the same thing. It's just like, I want to be different, you know? Also, guys, I am trying to do something new with this channel and kind of share my game development journey with you. So if you are enjoying this and you want to support the development of this game, head on over to my Patreon page, and I appreciate absolutely anything you can contribute, because I know it's difficult and it's a difficult time. So thank you so much to anyone who does. I've also made a Discord recently, and well, I'm a loner at the moment because I don't have any friends on it, because no one has joined. So, you know, join and I'll chat to you on my own. be fun. But no, really, you can actually give me feedback and help contribute towards the game, and it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, that's about going to wrap it up for this video. Again, if you did enjoy it, subscribe, hit the like button, and yeah, stay indoors, stay safe, drink some coffee, play some games, and I'll catch you in the next video.